Hey guys, welcome to composting number 3. I'm just going to do an update today. So this will probably be our last composting video for a while, and then from here I'll just take photographs because it's going to get a little boring and not much is going to happen. We just need time and heat and keep doing the same things that we're doing, turning the compost, covering it, wetting it down, all those kinds of things. So this compost pile that we're working on, hello friend, is closed for business, and so for the past couple of weeks I haven't allowed any of the volunteers to add any new manure to this pile. I'll show you the new pile that we have going in a few minutes, but if I can get my friend off the log, I will lift it and show you what's happening. Can you move, Missy? Yes, I'm gonna move this log. Gonna move the log. Okay, so if we lift this tarp up and pull it back, couple things going on here.
Banana.
Yes, there is a banana. All right, so I want to show you some things. So you'll have to really get in here to see. Do not steal my banana, missus. Okay, so I was talking to Sophia the other day, and I told her to bring up a question to you guys in class because I've never actually composted horse manure before, so this is new for me. I will tell you that when I pull the tarp back, it smells like dirt. It's starting to smell like dirt, which is really great. So up until about 4 days ago, the dirt smell was really rich, and that's a sign of good composting. However, about 3 days ago, we started getting some of this. So let's see if you can see that. We're getting a little bit of moldy mildew growing on the manure. And if I let it sit for about 2 days and I don't turn it every day, look what else is happening. We're getting some plant growth in here. So what that probably means is we have some seed that was in the manure from the horses. You can see it growing down here too. There's just some little mushrooms growing. There's a little bit more of that mold and mildew covering and a few more mushrooms and plants over here. So the moisture's good. I put a banana peel on top just because I happened to be eating a banana out here the other day. So our moisture is good, but the one thing I really want you guys to do a little bit more research on is what do we do about this moldy mildew situation? Is this okay? Does this mean it's too wet? Does it mean it's too hot? It's definitely science experiment looking, but, and I know where the seeds are coming from. The seeds are coming from the manure, and so we just have to figure out if we're on the right track here. So I am gonna grab my shovel, I am gonna turn it. Let's see how dry it is on the bottom. I have the hose on, but I'm not sure we're gonna wet it today, but let's see how dry the bottom is and then we can make a decision there. Okay, hey, not your area. Let's go, move it along. Move it along, not free. Ladies, get out of my composting pile. Move, move. Shoo, 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 shoo. Let's go, come on, shoo, shoo. All right, I'm gonna turn this pile a little bit. So let's see what we have in terms of dryness underneath it. All right, our banana's gonna have to go. All right, so you can see it's quite white under there. We've got a lot of that mildew syndrome going on underneath. And maybe it's because I'm not turning it every single day. So maybe we find out that I have to turn it every day. If you guys go on that site where you were watching videos and reading the articles on composting, you might be able to put a question in there. So if one of you wants to do that and put your question in about the white matter and the growth of the plants in here, we can hopefully get an answer back from somebody who's used horse manure for composting before. So it's not as dry underneath as excuse me for a minute. Out, 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 shoo. Ugh, they didn't even know this was here until I pulled the tarp back in front of them. Normally they're put away when I come to do composting. So today they're out and discovering a new fun area to dig around in. All right, the back looks a little dry. That area back there, you can see that dry straw. But if you'll notice, everything else is getting really good and dark in color. So that's good. I just don't know about that white matter. I want to find out about that. I'm going to come over here. Turn up here a little bit too. this is really dry back here. So I'm gonna move the dry stuff over to the front. Because it's not composting the same as the front is. Move the front to the back to the front. Let's get this stuff over here. Get some of this wet stuff. Move it back here. Okay, and I do think, I don't know, I'm torn about whether to water it or not. Janice, get out, please. Out, Janice. Janice, please. Please. I know you're mad at me, but you're not supposed to be here, Missy. So I'm not super unhappy with the compost pile. I mean, I think it looks good, it smells good. I know that sounds crazy, but it does not smell like poop at all. It smells like dirt. There's nothing repulsive about standing here. And I am pretty tolerant of barn smells, but there's nothing gross about being here. It doesn't really have a poop smell. It has a dirt smell. So let's wet it down a little bit. We'll turn it one more time, and then we'll leave this one, and I'll show you what's happening with the new compost pile. Okay, so, all right. So let's see if we can get this hose on it. There we go. All right. So go on over and take a look at the compost pile.
The water on the wall?
As I wet it down. I'm gonna wet it down. Okay, the other thing too, you know, the other factor we have to consider is that this is not all straight horse manure. We have other things going on in here too. We have some dirt, we have straw, we have 3 different kinds of poops, but the horse is our most prevalent. That's the one we have the most of. But, so let's just flip this one more time. Now, I either did the right thing by adding more water to it, and I didn't add a lot, or I did the wrong thing by adding more water to it. So if we come out here tomorrow, get that log out of here. If we come out here tomorrow or the next day, and there's an entire plant farm growing in here, then I probably should not have added water. But I felt like there were still some dry patches that needed to be moistened. And it's still pretty dry under there, guys. But I did wet the tarp cover, and when the heat comes out, it is overcast today too, but when the heat comes out, it'll seal in all the moisture, okay? All right, so that's what we look like in our composting today on week 3. All right, so I'm gonna throw the shovel away, cover up this pile with our tarp, seal in all the juices. And now that our secret is out and the chickens know we're here, it could be a little bit of trouble, but let's hope that they forget and they don't have very good memories, and they will forget this ever happened. We were never here, right? So let's hope. Okay, so with that one covered up, let's come over on the other side and see what we're doing with new compost. So as we had said before, we were going to put a pallet down. So we flipped the pallet upside down and put it over here. It did not look like this before the chickens got to it, but they came over and kind of kicked it all around. But anyways, we're gonna try it with the pallet underneath. So what the pallet underneath will do is, you can see that there's kind of some air spaces under there. It'll lift our entire pile off the ground. I might do 2 more pallets on either side, maybe with some mesh. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe we'll create like a box holder and contain the compost in a box holder over here with some breathable mesh and see how that works. So again, as you guys are researching, if you find more ideas for composting, please, 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 please share them with me, because this is a science experiment. It is a project that we're doing together. And I do see some really good things happening in our current compost pile, but I don't know. So we have to ask the question about the white matter and whether it's okay to have those little sprouts growing up and a couple little mushrooms growing up, and what that all means. So you guys find the answers, talk about it with Miss Jillian, figure it out in your PowerPoint presentations. Let me know. I'll keep taking pictures of the compost pile, and hopefully in a few weeks we'll have that good, dark, rich, chocolatey, dirt smelling compost, okay? All right, see you guys later. Take care.